Everybody, Kurt here again from the 410 Bridge. Today is Tuesday, April 14th, and this is our weekly update around the COVID-19 relief effort that we have going on specifically in Haiti. They currently have about 40 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in Haiti and 3 related deaths. Most of the cases are still isolated to, about half the cases are isolated to Port-au-Prince, but they are beginning to move outside the city. That 40 number is a bit misleading. As you can imagine, they just don't have the tests to test people in country, so it's really hard to get an accurate gauge on the number of confirmed cases, but today that's the reported number. Again, there are no cases in any 410 Bridge community, but they are getting closer and closer. They're in all of the districts the departments where we have communities, and so we're keeping a close eye on that as usual. Most of our effort over the last week has been focused on really 2 primary areas: education, awareness, helping people learn how to properly wash their hands, how to socially distance, physically distance, how to mitigate the spread of the virus. And then most of our effort has been put in toward the food security issues. So again, markets are closed, the supply chain's been disrupted, prices have gone up significantly. The good news is we've identified all of the sponsored children households in our communities, and we've gotten food kits to each of those households, or at least to those communities, by tomorrow. The leaders have assured us that all of the food kits will be distributed to the actual households. There's a process that the people go through their local churches, through the leadership councils, where they have to register, provide an ID. So just want to make sure you know that we're doing everything we can to make sure that the right people get the food kits that they've been promised and that they need, and we put as much control around that as possible. That's just the beginning, of course. We're now in the process of kind of identifying the next phase of people, which are the most vulnerable people in the community beyond our sponsored kids. This would be the elderly, special needs households, child-led or women-led households. Churches, local leaders are trying to identify and create lists of the most vulnerable people in those communities, people that just can't get out and find food, can't work or do whatever. The leaders and the churches are trying to help us create a list for those. That will include communities where we don't currently have a sponsorship program, like Debuchet, La Bailly, Anbomongo. Those will have lists of vulnerable people in their communities that will get assistance if we can do that. So we're working hard on that. One of the other things that we're trying to do is a seed distribution. It's planting season in Haiti. The government has a program that they typically run that helps distribute seeds to farmers in and around the rural areas. That program is apparently on pause or significantly slowed. And so we're identifying 50 families in our communities that are good farmers that can receive seeds. And then we're also going to, when we distribute those seeds, give them some collateral material for our Foundations for Farming program. That program improves the yields for farmers to get more out of their land, and we're trying to get as much printed material to them as possible so they can improve their effectiveness. So we're close to identifying a source of the seeds, and then we'll begin that distribution just as soon as we're able. The other program going on is in a community called Piat, which is very interesting. There's a sewing facility in Piat that you may be aware of, and they are beginning to make masks for distribution and taking orders for household masks that people and Haitians can wear. So that's kind of exciting. And then lastly, the Living Gift campaign, the livestock distribution, is moving forward actively in all communities with the exception of Circadi and Monarch. We've had to put that on pause through the local administration. They've asked us to pause that. Last week I said that pause also included La Croix, but we've now gotten permission in La Croix, and so we'll start that livestock distribution just as soon as we can. So that's a quick update. I feel like I'm talking really fast, but that's as much as we know today. Again, I'll be back next week with another update. Thank you again for all of your support. So many of you have visited our relief fund page and helped us with food kits for the sponsored kids. We're now going into phase 2, so we continue to need support for those food kits and those education materials. Thanks for your prayers. Thanks for your words of encouragement on social media. We're grateful for that. We can really ask you to continue to pray for our staff on the ground. They're working real hard, doing as much as they can given this environment. So thanks again for being part of the 410 family. We're grateful for all you do.